Okay, I needed to do a little warm-up today. I'm probably going to be working some obsidian. I made one of these for somebody else. It's either a Bajada or a Bajada. I don't know how to pronounce it. But I was like, I kind of like this. I don't know, that's kind of the shape that I went for, and I was like, man, I want one of those. One of those for my own collection. And the real question became, well, what do I make it in? I was like, well, I have some of this triple flow stuff that's kind of just been hanging out. It's like, this isn't the greatest piece, but I don't know. Should be able to make something out of that, I think. And again, this is kind of my warm-up, so I haven't really done a video in a while. I've been really bad about it. It's just been kind of cold outside and just not very nice, so I haven't been recording a whole lot. But I kind of need to, because I'm a little behind on some requests. I was working on some stuff before, and again, we have the whole new filming setup and everything. I just want to make sure it's all still Gucci and good. Gotta adjust myself just a bit. I think I've warmed up to the layout of everything, which is nice, because for a hot minute there, stuff was just weird. I mean, like, reaching for stuff was weird, looking for stuff was weird, everything just like wasn't where it usually was. But, you know, that's kind of what happens when you reorganize, but it needed to be done. Because you should see the amount of dust that goes over there on all that stuff. It is disgusting. It is gross. But you know what's not gross? This obsidian. This stuff's beautiful. Oh, come on. It is really, really, really pretty. So look at it. It's gorgeous. I'm going to be giving like a napping demonstration here in November at some point to some kiddos. I'm trying to keep flakes of neat stuff just so I can give it to them. I'll grind down all the edges. But you know, this stuff is cooler than any rock you could pick up down here. At least maybe that's just my opinion. But if I was a kid and somebody offered me some of this stuff just to have, oh, I'd be all over it. So I'm going to make sure that they get some. I still got to navigate this weird piece. Yeah, I have been doing a bunch of heat treatment stuff in my turkey roaster, because I've been able to, I think I finally got good at knowing what to look for on the gravel bars, which has given me the ability to collect more local stuff for that Iowa Point series. Do I want to record a video for that today? See, I'm torn, because in that series there is, like, I could do it in order, right? Like, I could do it in order chronologically. That kind of makes sense. But then that puts me at doing a Folsom right away. And I've never made a successful Folsom. Like, I know I do all my Clovis fluting with my indirect percussion, but I don't know. You gotta have some serious finesse to get them Folsoms to work and look nice. So I just haven't even practiced them. I don't even know what that's like. I need to like watch some videos or tutorials or something, because that is as far as intimidating point styles go, that's definitely one of them. And then it's just like, shoot, I'm gonna get deadlocked, and I gotta try to use local materials. I don't know if we have anything. Well, we have Knife River flint. Oh my god, I can't even imagine burning through, so much Knife River just to get that, just to get like a successful one. Come on. That just like hurts me inside. Because you know that I would have some breakages along the way, or rather I know that I would. And I don't have a lot of knife river. I am going to make a Clovis out of knife river. I know that's like my first one that I have planned, just because it's a nice raw material, and I've always kind of wanted a knife river Clovis. I've just never made one, and I think I have a good bit. I'd have to check in my boxes down there, but I'm pretty sure I have enough to make, or at least attempt, a Clovis. I'm also going to do my introductions just a little bit different on that series, because a lot of the stuff that I have been using, because I've been trying to clean out some of my old stock of my local material. Oh boy, some of that stuff is just rough. It is just rough stuff. And I don't want to like do a whole big introduction and then try to make a point and have it fail. So I think I'm going to like do sort of just like a simple sort of like introduction where I just talk about what I'm doing, what the series is about, and then I'll kind of cut to, or fade to maybe, the napping footage, so that way I can just record them separately and not have to worry about redoing the intro every single time, because that would just kind of suck. And I want to make it as easy as possible on myself. Yeah, it's kind of what I've had cooking. Uh-oh. Oh, yuck. What the heck? Tell me I just cracked the dang thing. What the heck? That was a nasty hit, whatever I did in there. It did not like that at all. Like, whatsoever. Look at that. What on earth? How did I do that? I didn't even think I did anything that crazy. Anytime that I've tried to use this beautiful, like, flowy stuff, there's either, like, some kind of weird shock cone, or while I'm trying to spall it down, it just disintegrates into nothing, and I'm left there holding the crumbs, like, oh my god, why? I want to make something big and pretty, but it refuses. It's like I'm cursed with it. But, you know, great way to start off the session is using something that I'm horribly cursed with. Like, seriously, that crack that popped in there. I don't think it goes very deep, but dang, yuck, gross, ew. Not fun. No. I'm really gonna move my center line up. Hoping that all this is still hanging out in frame. Because the Bajada, I don't know, potato patata, Hakuna Matata. I don't know if that stuff, or, what was I going to say? I got thinking about the Lion King there for a second, and I was like, Hakuna Matata. Need to embrace that methodology and thought process more while I'm napping. I don't like worries, but sometimes I choose a point style that makes me worry. It's like, why did I do that? Or like the Folsoms, because I'm going to have to do one. I might not, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to have to cheat or what. Or like make a Folsom. I don't know. I'm sure there's a couple different ways to do it. I got to take care of that nastiness that I put in there. It freaks me out. I'm sure there's a couple different ways to do them, but at the same time, it's like, shoot. I really, I'm just dreading it. Again, one of the very few point styles that I'm like intimidated by. I'm intimidated by a good handful of some, but Folsoms in particular are kinda spooky. Again, like I said, you need some finesse. What the flippity hip hop flip flop? What is that? What is that horse hockey? Look at that stupid thing. What on God's green earth? Can I help you? Knock it out. Wasn't focused, dang it. Weird. How is it that I keep moving? It's like, It's like the more that I have in frame, the more I keep moving this way. Like, I'm pretty sure I'd be facing like this way by the time I got done filming this, just because I have this weird aversion to the camera where I refuse to work in frame for some reason. Like, how's this right now? Is that in frame? That is in frame. I did some stuff before where I was making the preforms, and that worked out pretty dang well. What the heck happened? What moved? I didn't move anything else. The sands of time are shifting. Messing up my footage. This is going pretty okay. Did we clean up that? There's still just a bit of goofiness right there. Can I take care of it? I think so. Yeah. What the heck was that? I feel like that was inside whatever this is. The triple flow stuff. I don't know if that's just how it is, because there's still just a little bit of wonky nonsense that I think I just cleaned up. Weird. Just weird. I don't know. I gotta go this other direction too to help thin some of this other side out. But yeah, been busy doing a lot of heat treat. Not busy doing videos, which I really need to do. Yuck. That was gross. That was awful. There we go. Pretty nice spot though. Can I make it long? I'm looking at there was one on there with a really funny long stem on it. Long stem things always make me chuckle, because I don't know, they look funny. Because it's just like in my brain, I'm like, the dude was making it and he was like, this is not going anywhere. I don't care. It's not falling off. It's not gonna turn crooked. It is secure. It is sturdy. And it's gonna work. You know, I have no doubt that it did. I've been working on some other obsidian stuff. I have, like, the preforms that I was making, I have here. Ignore that beautiful opal stuff. I have so many obsidian preforms that I'm just trying to cook through, because I have a bunch of little pieces, kind of like this one, that are like these nasty, like, blocky chunks that aren't very pleasant. And I don't want to waste them, because I know I can preform them down into smaller stuff. So I've been doing that. And I think I'm getting burnt out on preforming, which isn't, it's crazy, because I gotta take care of this high spot. Which never usually happens for me. Usually I tend to manage stuff pretty darn good. But I don't know. Yeah, hey. Ooh, yucky. I did some grossness. Oh, I gotta go the other way. That's why. Here. I gotta go the other way in this one too. I thought I overshot that for a second there. I was like, ooh, ouch. No, we're good. Yuck! I need to... Hold on a second. Oh, I felt that. I felt there was chips in there. That's why I wasn't getting good tool to material contact. It'll always get you. It'll always sneak up on you. Look at it. It's beautiful. You can't really see. You can kind of see some of it. You can barely see some through it. I need to get to. This is getting funny shaped. I need to clean it up a little bit, make it into an almond, and go from there. Can I do something with that? Hold on. Come on. Whoop. There we go. We were getting this, you saw it was getting like, it's got this weird little wing thing. Built like a wing nut. Kind of reminds me of I had a piece of rainbow obsidian. Yeah, here, it's right here. I want to make a heart out of it. It's a little lopsided. I kind of blew a little bit off there, but I can't be doing that either. I had some of this stuff that I was working and I dropped it and I broke the tip off of it. Oh my god. I had to sit here for a moment and I was like, I'm gonna say words that can't be said. I didn't say them. I kept it together. Barely. It was a tragedy. I just lost grip on it. I wasn't even trying to do anything goofy. Come on. You stinker. That's not allowed. This tip's getting wonky on me. I just want to... There. I was crunching it on all sides. Do a bit more trimming. Because that Bajada, again, Kuna Matata, whatever the heck that thing is, it doesn't have like a super duper sharp tip, or at least the ones that I'm looking at. Some of them do, some of them don't. One of them looks like a wind dust, and I want to make it distinctive from that one. Again, I pointed out the one that I kind of had the profile that I liked. So I'm going to replicate that one. And I got... Oh my goodness, I have so many, that's not gonna work, point showcase videos that I need to film, because I just have a bunch that have been hanging out back by my fan, just chilling. I've been waiting for their time in the spotlight. My goodness. I gotta get on that. Stinker. There we go. I've been working obsidian for a while too now, and I'm getting a little. I was like, I could do something else. I'd be fine doing something else. It wouldn't hurt me. So I don't know. I might see. But there is the. I think I know what I'm gonna need to film after this. It makes me nervous because it's with the expensive stuff. I think Jesse, if you're watching, I think it's one of your requests. I believe you requested a. Mexican spiderweb issue point. I've never made an issue point before, and homeboy was like talented. I got a little ways to go. Okay, there's definitely some stuff up there too that we gotta take care of. So I should say something you can't see when I'm doing this. I am pinching the snot out of this point when I'm doing hits like that near the tip. Like I am just pinching it for support so it doesn't send weird vibrations through and ruin my day. And that doesn't stop it, because sometimes it'll just do that. Like, oh, he wanted that flake to go that way? Oh, psych. Yeah. See that one? That just did not work at all. What the? Yuck. Yuck. What on earth? Absolutely not. What in the heck? Okay, now it's war. Yeah, get out of there. And there's still a huge shelf on it. What the flip? I think I'll be able to still get away with that though, because I don't want to make this super thin, because I want to be able to get somewhat of a nice flaking pattern on it. And have I done much recording with me using the pressure flaker on this setup? I don't believe I have, so this will kind of be good. Yuck, that just makes me all not warm and fuzzy inside. That needs to depart at a rapid velocity in a timely manner. And I still think I can maybe sneak up on it if I'm good. Maybe. I'm not feeling confident about it. Bugger. Nope. Shouldn't go. Oh well. Like I said, I might be able to just, once I get up to that, I don't want to do that. I was like, maybe I could go from the other side. I don't want to risk that. Because with the Bajada, Hakuna Matata, they slope in a little bit, so I might be able to slope in and take care of some of that. Which I'm thinking now. Let me think. When do I want to go to pressure? How much time how long have I been doing this? 20 minutes? Dang, that's not bad at all. Kind of want to go to pressure. I might do that. I'm going to do that. Okay. Let me get the book out so we can take a look. So yeah, kind of going for something like that. Similar to that. Yeah, okay. We got plenty of room. I mean, we could do something like this, but again, that kind of looks like a wind dust, and I already got a wind dust. Yeah, I want something like that. There's a long stem guy, those two. I like those. They're funny. I like them. They're fun. Fun little duders. Oh, dear. God, I can't be doing that. I gotta hide that. That's what I dropped it on. I dropped it and it hit my foot block. Just blew the tip right off. Oh my goodness. I literally gasped and sat back in my chair oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Usually when I drop them, I have my towel down there, so things very rarely break. It's pretty padded because I double layer it up. But yeah, I guess that doesn't stop everything, because that thing, oh God, I hate thinking about it. That soured my mood, because it was going so well. It was some of that that weird snowflakey obsidian that I was messing around with. Do I have some of it? Hold on. Yeah, I do. Here. This stuff. It was like this, but it had triple flow rings in it. Oh, I was so mad. I was like, you gotta be flippin' kidding me. Except I didn't say flippin', I said the gamer words, so, yeah. This is going quite well. Again, I'm not too afraid to leave this just a bit thick, because I tend to be able to get real nice flaking. And with some of the triple flow stuff, I kind of like seeing the 3D effect of the flow. Like here. Ooh, this kind of has a bit of rosiness to it. It's not as translucent as some of the other ones that I've worked with. It's a little... It's got a bit of pink to it too, just a very, very, very subtle hue of pink. Yeah, I also think Pheasant Opener started not too long ago here either. I was thinking about that. I do like to pheasant hunt. I gotta reach out to my dad, be like, hey, when we going? We got English golden retrievers, yellow labs. You're good dogs. If I had to place myself, I'd say that I'm actually more of a cat person, but I don't mind a dog. I like a good old dog. Won't pet that dog. I've been attacked by a few dogs in my life, and that's just kind of I like dogs. I don't like irresponsible dog owners. I mean, personally, I don't really like any irresponsible pet owner. I mean, duh. But, yeah, irresponsible dog owners, especially. Don't like them. When I was in college, I always knew I wanted to get myself a pet, right? And freshman year of college, I was always thinking about it, because I'd be like, dang, that'd be so much fun. And I would always see these people who would get these high energy dog breeds and just keep them in their apartment for 8 hours a day, barely walk them. They'd be overweight and unhappy and have separation anxiety and would just wreck everything. And were horribly, horribly trained. And that kind of made me think, I was like, dang, I mean, if I'm going to have one of these things, because, I didn't know if I wanted a cat or dog at that point. I was like, I should probably wait until I have the resources and the space to ensure that it is, happy. Because, I don't know, seeing a sad dog, that just, this makes a guy sad. Makes any guy sad. It's just like, dang, look at that poor dog. But yeah, that was just kind of a little thing in my brain where I was like, yeah, I'll hold off. And then I want to say I waited all the way until I was done with college, but I actually had one more exam left. So I wasn't done But I kind of, it was one of those exams where I was like, yeah, I got this in the bag. I don't got to worry. So I found out that I was like, dang, I could really just get a cat. Because I've always kind of wanted a cat. I always thought they were cool. I always had friends that had cats, and I liked them. So I was like, I'll get a cat. Get a good old cat. So I was actually kind of in an interesting position because I knew I just wanted to get a shelter cat because, just get a shelter cat and you don't need to buy like a fancy pedigree one. I mean, I didn't need to. So I'll just go with a good old trash can cat. Sometimes that's how you get the best ones. So, oh my God, I can't be doing that. But, so this was near the end of my, college for me, like fully just the end of college. And that was around, what the heck? That was around May, right? And I was a bit early, actually, to get, like, most kittens. Because usually, they'll find, like, rescue kittens and bring them in. Well, it just wasn't the season for it. Those tend to show up in, like, the June time, So I was early, because I was in kind of near the beginning of May. And we went to, like, I think it was 3. Maybe 2. 2 shelters. And, look at my thing again. I'm thinking I got the shoulders probably just right up here. And went to 3 shelters. Eventually, the last one we went to was the American Rescue League, and they're like, no place had kittens. It was crazy, and this was back in my college town where, it's a good population of people. It's not like it's some sort of small town little thing. I didn't really have friends on a farm at that point, so I couldn't really get a farm cat. Otherwise, I just would have done that, it's free. But again, rescuing is fun as well. So we went to one in Iowa's capital. I went to college at Iowa State University, Ames, so it wasn't too far of a jaunt. Went there, went to the American Rescue League, and that was kind of the only place that had like real kittens. And I know what I wanted. I wanted like one of those cow cats, like a white and black cat. That's what I really, really wanted. Turns out, though, a lot of those just go really, really quickly when they're in the shelter, and nobody likes black cats at all. So I was like, every place that we went to had black cats of some form, of some age. But yeah, I went there, and they had a little container of kittens. They were rambunctious. They were squealing, they were wheeling, and they were dealing, and they were just having a grand old romping time. And I was like, look at these little things. These little creatures, little crazy things. This is fun. So I was thinking about it, and there was one little guy. He was sleeping in the corner. He was taking a nap. His name was Artemis Prime. And they're like, yep, that's the guy right there. He's coming home with me. So picked him up, awoke him from his slumber, which, by the way, is always a gamble. I actually got that stupid dang thing off, which is always a gamble when you get the quiet cats, because you never know. It could be monsters. But picked him up. He was quite activated by the fact that he was now being moved away from everything. So he was very aware, very, very squeaky. He was very cute. Brought him back to my apartment at the time. Dude used the litter box right away. I was like, sick. Now he's not going to poop on my floor, hopefully. And then that was just kind of that. And that's how I got my little guy Milo. If you look at my YouTube shorts, he's a bit weird. He has a really big marble eyes, so he kind of he looks a little funny, kind of like this point right now, because it's got a little bit of she's a bit thick on that side, right? Am I crazy? Hold on. Yeah, it is crooked. Just ever so slightly. Oh, God, see, I gotta stop doing that. I really gotta stop doing that, because that's so irresponsible. That's not good. Yikes. But, yeah, brought him back. And he's just kind of been a little dude that I've been taking care of. I raised him from a little itty bitty tube of hamburger, and he got big. Big guy, but yeah, he's just a little funny. He's weird. A little pocket panther. My love for black cats has grown tenfold from that day. Like bad luck. Pfft. Okay, I'll take your bad luck. I'll give it all the love in the world. Yeah, that's how I got my cat. Pretty much. There's a little story time thing for you while we're working this down. If you guys want to share how you got your favorite pet, or a pet of good memory, in the comments, 100% go ahead, because that'd be kind of cool, and I'd love to hear from you. I always like hearing from you guys. I always find that to be super duper cool. Like, I don't know. Come on. There. I was just thinking about it, and I was like, dang, I got like 300 subscribers here. That's a lot. I was at a soil health and livestock training here, and the auditorium that we were in held 138, I want to say. 138 people. And we filled it. We filled it to the brim. And I just kind of was thinking, and I was like, dang, this is like half of the people who just kind of, decided they was like, yeah, I'm going to subscribe to this thing. This guy seems all right. Like, dang. So yeah, y'all are sick. Y'all are super cool. I find that really, really awesome. And it's just fun to be able to interact with everybody. I had a moment where I had to do some filtering on my social media to get rid of all the news and stuff. Because I might have talked about this before. I don't remember. But what I did was, since I do most of my stuff on Reddit, news on Reddit, awful. It's just like getting news off Twitter. It's crazy. It's reactionary, it's just nasty. It just doesn't make you feel good. And I was like, this sucks. I want to use this for like a purpose, like the purpose that it was intended to. Like, in my mind, social media was meant for like interacting with others in your hobbies, interests, and information. So I went through, took forever, but I finally did it. And I am looking at my references again. It's got strong shoulders on it. I went through and I blocked a bunch of those news subreddits. And I tell you what, that crap worked like magic. I was like, all kinds of hobby stuff popped up, like tie-dye, lava lamps. There's a community for DIY pinball machines. You know how freaking sick that is? That's awesome. And I was like, this is sick. This is so cool. This is exactly what I want my social media to be like. Just like, show me cool stuff. If I want to hear the news, I'll just like subscribe to like the AP's newsletter or something in my email. And then it's just like, oh, I don't want to read the news today. I can just delete the email. It's like getting the paper, except it's just an email. So that's what I started doing. Huge improvement. Huge improvement. Just like in how I felt too. Because like I could go online and not have to be bombarded with stuff that made me feel just tense and like angry, and I don't know. It's just not good, Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all have been around long enough. The internet's been around for long enough where it's just like, yeah, sometimes stuff just kind of flippin' sucks. Ooh, I might have accidentally blown a bit of that off. Those are looking pretty dang good. I like that. I'm looking at the taper on the reference photo. Yeah, this will be a bit longer one. Maybe that one was resharpened. Who knows? Yeah, we gotta just do the little concavity thing, which shouldn't be too bad. How's the camera focus holding for these pressure flakes? It's the one thing I always worry about with this new setup, is that it just kind of don't work amazing. I feel like I'm cranking this one out quick. Holy crap. Maybe I talk too much in my other videos. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I made this already, so it's... They do have the pretty intense basal concavity. Is that close? Well, that's actually not too dang bad. I think I might call that. Wow. I could pick at it for a good long while, but I might round that just a hair. Yeah. Do I need to sharpen the edge just a little bit? Let me get my super duper fine. This is 8 gauge copper. My super duper fine one, which isn't really all that fine. One moment. I gotta figure out too. Sorry, I got the point in my mouth right now. Don't do this, by the way. This is stupid. I gotta figure out if the base is round. There we go. That's better. Let's touch up the edge just a smidge. Just a hair. Huh, yeah, this one went pretty dang quick. I'm happy with that. And I don't know, sometimes with like the obsidian point styles, when they're just simple, they're just kind of neat. I don't know. I just like the obsidian point styles. The more that I've worked with the obsidian, the more I've just kind of, fallen in love with it. Nah, some of these are pointy. Yeah, now I got a Bajada, Bajada, Kahuna, Matata for myself. I'm going to grind that because that feels like a stem to me. The stem should be ground. Oh no, my pressure flaker pad. Get out of there. Whoop, there's my, there she is. I'm just going to. Yeah. Dang, that went quick. I can make these all day. Ha. Oh, hold on. Oh. Okay. There we go. No. What was that? That funny looking thing. Burial. He might be next. Who knows? Yeah. Oh, Bajada, Bajada, Kahuna Matata. Yeah. Fun little thing. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? You can kind of see the banding in it. Here we gotta get our thumbnail, boys. Come on. Watch me shake around like an old man. Would that be more cool? Ooh, that looks sick. Yeah. There we go. That looks sick. All right. No, unfocus. You can barely see the bands in it. You can see through it. See that translucency there? Did pretty dang good with the flakes. Nice basal concavity. Since y'all stayed till the end. Usually I only do this in the showcase videos, but since y'all have been good, listen to me rant about stuff. Yeah, let's do the long one. Oh yeah. I might clean it up just a little bit more since I see a little goofiness with that edge, but I'm happy with that. Cool. A nice little warm up. Now we're going to do something that'll test my patience. Yeah, cool. Awesome. A little triple flow. Bajada, Bajada, Pakuna Mahaba, Shabadaba. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.